Hey everybody, how you doing out there? And welcome back to the Raking the Victim's Death of the Nightmare on Elm Street franchise. I'm on the final one, which is the crossover of Freddy versus Jason. I have 13 that I'm actually going to be talking about. There are more of them that I decided not to actually include. And whatever I don't include, plus the ones I do include, if you want to add all those extra ones, give me a comment down below and see how would you rank these from worst to best. And when it comes to the kills, or in the build-up, I definitely say I'll kind of go from bad, mostly okay, to actually really good, no matter if it's a bloody one or just a really messed up one. Now, on this one, I'm going to try to go decently quick on this one. So let's get ourselves started. Number 13 is going to be a character named Freddy, if I'm saying that right there. So you got this guy at the rave. He actually sees an unconscious woman. So he ends up actually walking over to her and getting on top of her, and he starts actually kissing her. Then we actually get Jason's arm that's grabbing a metal pole, and he actually gets over and stabs this guy in the back and then just tosses him. Number 12 is going to be a security guard, and the security guard has his gun here because he hears a banging noise going on, and it's actually Jason outside of this hospital where the teenagers, they actually show this guy holding the gun, they show some of the other characters. Then when we actually get back, this door's on top of this guy, and we have a little bit of blood. Number 11 is going to be Blake and his dad. So those two kind of get into a little bit of an argument outside on the front porch there. The dad goes back in the house. Blake ends up drinking a beer. He hears a noise. He ends up actually walking to the middle of the street there. He actually hears another noise. He sees a goat or a sheep. And then we see Freddy, and then Freddy's CGI shadow comes over and tries to stab this kid. Doesn't quite work because Freddy's not strong enough yet. So he actually lets this guy wake up so Jason can have a little fun. So he sees his dad. He shakes his shoulder. The dad's head pops off and lands right on Blake's hands and lap. Blake gets himself up, bumps into Jason, turns around. Jason slashes this guy, and we get some blood on the house. Number 10 is going to be Shaq. So you got him and another character. They're drinking water. After Shaq sees that the other guy gets killed by Jason, he throws this water onto Jason, has a torch, and he actually starts burning Jason. Well, while Jason is slowly burning, he actually lifts up his machete. The guy actually runs, and he barely makes it back to the rave while the machete is on fire and flying in the air, goes from his back through his stomach. The guy has blood in his mouth, spits it out, and then he actually goes down. Number 9 is going to be a character named Mill Jock, which was actually the guy that was with Shaq. So what happens is, of course, these two are drinking the water, and then Jason's right behind them, and with this Mill Jock, he actually goes up and he starts pointing his finger at Jason's chest and saying, "This is invite only. You were not invited." And Jason just twists this guy's head around here like it's the fucking Exorcist, and then with his one finger just pushes this guy to the ground there. And I will say that I like the build up, and I think it's a very funny one. Number 8 is going to be Lindemann. So you got Lindemann and Kia, who's actually trying to save Will and Laurie, who Laurie's actually in the dream world trying to pull Freddy into the real world. So Jason ends up getting his machete stuck in a table that Lindemann and Kira actually put in front of him there, and they're both trying to beat him up. Lindemann actually has a flag, and he runs over and he starts poking at Jason, grabs Lindemann and tosses him to the wall, and he actually lands on this like bookshelf spike, and now he's actually bleeding from the side there. So Kia get him out of the cabin there, and he actually ends up laying by a tree there, and he says, "Look, I'll be okay. I just need a minute. Why don't you go see if they need any help there, and try to come back for me whenever you can." Well, as soon as she actually leaves, we see Lindemann. The blood's actually running out of his body there, and then he dies. Number 7 is going to be Gib. So you got Gib. She sees her dead boyfriend Trey, and she follows him into this building. It turns out is the boiler room. She doesn't know where Trey is, but she sees the shadow of Freddy. She tries to escape. Eventually Freddy catches up to her, like kind of on a different level. She's not at the bottom level. And she says, like, you're the one that tried to kill Trey there. He says a few things. She actually flips over the railing, and she actually lands on top of like kind of a row of lockers. Then she's actually able to get off the lockers there and go in one of them while she tries to close the door, but the door's not closing all the way. Freddy comes, rips off that door there, and he's about to slash her. Next thing you know, she's got a big hole. The blood goes, spits onto Freddy's face. It turns out not only did Jason stab this guy who was going to hurt her, but went right through her there, and then she just disappears, and that's when you get Freddy like, she was mine, mine. Number 6 is going to be Mark. So you got Mark, who's actually like in this bedroom, and he's looking at a picture of him, his brother, and his parents. He hears a noise. He opens up the door. There's steam coming out of another room. Whenever he actually goes into that room and opens it up, there's absolutely no steam. It actually is the bathroom. He goes over to the sink. He actually opens up the mirror, the cabinet, and he actually is taking out a pill to try to keep himself awake. When he actually closes the mirror, there's Freddy's reflection. He turns around, Freddy's not there, but the pill goes down the drain. Then we get the bathtub that fills up with blood, and who comes out but his dead brother there. And then his brother actually starts talking, and turns into Freddy there, and Freddy actually says, I just want you to pass on a message from me. Mark decides he doesn't want to do it. Freddy grabs Mark by the shirt and then tosses him, and then he actually just points his glove. His back starts getting on fire. We got Will and Lori outside of Will's house. They can't actually get in. Will sees them. He actually ends up falls down, gets himself back up, his face is slashed, goes down again, and then Lori sees through, I guess, a mirror that it says Freddy's back. Now, believe it or not, I wasn't expecting this one to be as high as it was. Number 5 is going to be Kia. You got Freddy going after Will and Lori, and then she actually interrupts that, and then Freddy goes, how sweet dark meat. She starts insulting him with the Christmas sweater and the butter knife, and he kind of like makes a little bit of a noise, and then he actually does this, and she turns around, and there's Jason, and Jason with his machete just swings her. She goes fucking flying into a tree there. It's so fucking Looney Tunes, but I just fucking love what we actually get with her death. Number 4 is actually going to be Heather. This is actually a dream sequence. I think this is the first one that actually died. So she actually takes off her clothes, and so then she's skinny dipping, and then, you know, she starts hearing a noise, and she thinks it could be her boyfriend. She doesn't know for sure. She gets out of the water. She puts on her shirt. She sees Jason walking towards her as slow as he is. She starts running into the woods there. She actually turns around and slowly starts walking backwards till she hits a tree, and then she starts spinning around the tree, and it looks like she's about to run again, and then there's Jason, who just stabs her through her and through the fucking tree. Her head's down, and then she actually comes up saying, you know, I should have not been out meeting a boy. I should have been actually watching this and that. And then she starts mutating into other people. I do like all the build up and her death there, but the mutation thing, I don't think that they really had to do that, but I see the point behind it. Number 3 is going to be Freebird. So Freebird says to Lindemann, hey, let's take a little J break, and Lindemann actually walks away. He's all by himself, and here comes a CGI Freddy Krueger caterpillar, and comes over and starts getting high with Freebird, and then this caterpillar actually goes under the crack of the door there. Freebird actually opens up the door, and I guess kind of voices in his head saying about, hey, we need these things. Freddy's actually this, again, this CGI creature is on the ceiling, comes down, goes into Freebird's mouth, and then actually starts dumping the bottle of pill. Then he actually finds tranquilizers, and he's actually filling them up in the syringes there. And then we actually have Will, Lori, and Kia looking for some stuff. Jason pretty much scares the crap out of them. They're running through the hallway there, and then they go past Freebird, and Will's like, come on, we got to get going. Jason comes on over very close. Freddy actually puts the needles and plunges all this, tranquilizer into Jason there. Then Freddy disappears out of Freebird's body. Freebird sees what the hell's going on for a moment, and Jason actually just slashes him right in half. And I'm like, ooh, that is a damn good one that I really do like. Number 2 is going to be Deputy Stubbs. So you got Deputy Stubbs and you got Lindemann, and they're like, where's Freebird? So they actually go up into this control room there. Lindemann actually sees that Freebird was actually dumping out the pills, and then Linderman sees the reflection of Jason, and the cop is able to duck just in time where Jason swings his machete down onto this control panel and he starts electrocuting himself there. The deputy's trying to find a way if he can get through. When he tries, he thinks he can. Jason grabs him and electrocutes this guy, and then grabs the deputy and throws him down into the control panel. Number 1 is going to be Trey. So after Trey and Gib have sex, she ends up going into the shower. Trey ends up grabbing himself a beer, and he's actually taking a sip. And then whenever he actually turns back on when he turns on his back, he sees Jason's there. He tries to turn around there, and then Jason is just stabbing him constantly here. And then Jason throws down the machete, sticks it to the floor, and then gets this bed and just crushes this guy with the bed, folds the bed up, and then, oh, that is so damn good. And I've always loved that death ever since day 1 that I saw this at the theaters. Well, there you guys go. I hope you guys actually enjoyed this here, and I will see you guys in the next one. Have yourselves a good one. Bye.